gonna work on the home page, and the first thing we're gonna start is gonna be the header, which is gonna be very interesting. So this is the header we're gonna try to create. I tried as hard to perfect it. So this is how it's gonna be. You can use this to open the menu of the search, and you can search right here under all of the thing. Also, we have the middle menu of the icons right here. Also, we have the link that takes you to the profile page. We have also the large menu right here, which is very cool. And also we have, let me remove this, and also we have the main menu for you, okay, which is have all the settings and all the places that you can go to, okay, and the logout button, and when you can just add the dark mode. And this is how the header is gonna look in the dark mode, which is gonna something we're gonna look and work on it later, okay. So we're gonna start, first of all, let's create, just let me go to the light mode first off. So on the light mode, let's try to create the left side, okay. So let's start just creating this, okay. So let's go back to our project. Let me go right here, and first of all, let me just have this right here and also move this, okay, like this. And now we're gonna go to the components first, and we're gonna have a header right here. So we're gonna have, you can add it in the home, but it's not in the home because it's shareable across all application. We're gonna have it in all pages. So in the components, you just add a header, and inside the header, we're gonna have an index.js, an RFC, remove this, and here's gonna be the header. Okay, let's return this. So you can know we add, and also we're gonna add a style, and just import it. So right here, okay. So let's go back to the home page. So we're gonna go to pages, and we're gonna go to home and the index, and inside this, I'm just gonna call header like this, okay. And we're gonna go back to the header, and now this starts coding, okay. So in the header, let me just remove this. This is not, I'm gonna return a header itself, okay. So we're gonna return a header, and inside this, we're gonna have the header left and the middle and the right. So we're gonna start with the left. So header left and the header left, and also we're gonna have the header middle and also the header right. So we're gonna start with the left, and in the left we're gonna have just first of all, it's gonna be a link, which is gonna be this logo icon that we click on and just gonna refresh the page or take you to the home page. So we're gonna have a link, and 2 is gonna take us to the home page. Let me import this if we can. So we're gonna go right here. It's gonna be import link from React Router like this, and it's gonna be 2. And right here we're gonna import, so the first thing, let me add a class name to here. So it's gonna be header logo, and inside this we're gonna have a circle, okay, a div that is called circle, okay. And also inside this we're gonna have the logo, and the logo is gonna be just an SVG that we have in the SVGs, okay. So if we went back to the SVG folder, I have all the SVGs that you're gonna need. You just simply kind of call them from right here, okay. So let me call this, so do stuff to the link, import, I've explained this before, so logo, and it's gonna be from, let me say we're gonna give it, so it's gonna go to the, let me see, where am I at, so where is it? So we're gonna go to the SVG, and right here, and we're gonna get it simply. So now we have the logo, and it's shown right here, okay. So after this link, we're gonna go after it, and gonna have a search div, and also it's gonna have another class name, which is gonna be search1, okay. And also inside this, we're gonna have a search icon, so we're just gonna call it search, which is gonna be SVG, so we can import it like this, and it's gonna be shown here. And also we're gonna have an input, and the input is gonna be type text, and the placeholder is gonna be search, let me see, search Facebook, okay. And the class name is gonna be hide input, Okay, this is because we're gonna hide it on the mobile screen. So this is the first thing. So, and also in the search, as we see right here, we can pass a color and it's gonna fill it to the SVG and change the color of the SVG. So we can go to the header right here and we can define like a color. So for example, color. So for example, const color, and it's gonna be, let's see what color I have right here, which is gonna be 65676p. So right here we can go to the search itself and we're gonna pass a color, which is gonna be the color, okay, that we have in the states, and it's gonna change the color right here to a more lighter color. Okay, so now let's go to the styles and let me start working on this to make sure this is presentable. So we're gonna go to the header itself, and here we're gonna have the position fixed because this is gonna be fixed, and you can scroll the page and it's gonna stay fixed. Okay, so this is on the middle screen. We're gonna work first of all on the larger screen. Okay, so it's gonna be position fixed, top 0. So we're gonna fix it on the top 0. The height is gonna be 56 pixel, and the z index to be 99, and also the background is gonna be variable, which is gonna be the PG primary, which is white. Okay, and also we're gonna have a width to be 100%. Box shadow, let me see what values we got. 1 pixels, 8 pixels, 15 pixels, -7 pixels, and we're gonna have the variable to be shadow 2. Okay, and also we're gonna have a display to be grid. So we're gonna be a grid, and also we're gonna have the grid template columns to be divided on 3 grids. So we're gonna divide it to 3 because, as I said before, we have 1 and this is 2 and this is 3, so there are 3 grids. Okay, and also the color is going to be a variable, which is going to be color primary. And that's the first thing. Now we're going to go to header left. As you see, we named it header left. Okay, header left. So we're going to go right here, and the first one is going to be display flex, so everything in a row. As you see, we're going to highlight it center vertically, and it's going to be on this, it's going to be on the center, and we're going to have a gap between them 10 pixels, and also going to have a padding to be 5 pixels top and bottom, and 1 rem from right and left, like this. Okay, and then we're going to go to the circle. It's going to be with 40 pixels, height 40 pixels. Okay, and it's going to be border radius, so we're going to round it, so border radius 50%, and then we're going to have a cursor to be pointer, and display flex to center everything, align item center, and justify content center to center everything. Okay, and then we're gonna go to the search right here, so which is the div that has them. So let me just see what I have in the styles. Okay, I don't have 2 screens, so this is kind of hard for me. Okay, so display flex, align item center to center everything, and then we're gonna gap 8 pixels, and then we're gonna have a PG, which is gonna be var PG 4th. Okay, like this, and then let me see what else we have. Okay, the padding, and the padding is gonna be from top to be 10 pixels, from right 32 pixels, and bottom 10 pixels, and from the left 10 pixels. Okay, and then we're gonna have a border radius. It's going to be 50 pixels to round it a bit like that. Okay, this is coming to work, and also going to make the cursor to be text. Okay, so the cursor is always going to be text like this. Okay, for the whole div, not only the input. And now we're going to go inside this and select the input itself, and the input is going to be outline to be none because we don't want any outline. And also we don't want any border, so the border is going to be also none, so it's going to disappear. And then the background is going to be transparent, so it takes the parent color, and the font size is going to be 15 pixels, and the font family is going to be inherit to get from the main fonts. Okay, and as you see right here, it looks fantastic. So let me just go and see what else. We can go also to the search input itself and select the placeholder, so we can select the placeholder and move it. So transform, translate Y, and we're gonna move it -1 pixel. Okay, so this text is gonna move a little bit, okay, like this. Okay, And you're wondering why I'm doing this, because I was trying to recreate exactly how it looks in Facebook. So I was comparing and trying to move it to look exactly as it is. Okay, so this is why it's like this. Okay, so now we've done with this. So this is the left side. Let me go. This is for the left side. Let me go. I'll go from 1 to 1. It's the same, not even one problem in the position. So now let's work on the middle part. I want to make sure that I've done the base, and then we're going to work on the menus that you have, you know, like right here. Okay, the most important thing is we define the base first. Okay, so we can go back right here. We can go back to our the work. Okay, so simply in the header middle, we're just going to have a bunch of links. Okay, so it's going to be a link, and it's going to be called middle icon. Okay, like this, and it's going to be 2, and then we're going to see about the links later. And inside this, we're just going to have the SVGs. So the first one is going to be home active, and this is going to be changeable, of course. We're going to import this. I've already imported it, so from SVGs. So as you see right here, also I'm going to copy this like 1 2 3 4, and right here we're going to have an SVG is called friends. Okay, it's going to be imported. The third one is going to be watch. Okay, let me import it. The next one is gonna be, I don't know what's gonna be. It's gonna be, I think, market, and import it. And then is gonna be gaming. Okay, and let's import it also. Now we have 5 of them right here, so we can just go right now to the styles and work on them, and then we're gonna see what else we can do. Okay, so the first thing that we're gonna do is go to the header middle, and right here first of all is gonna be display flex, and it's gonna be align items center, so we can take them to the center, and the gap is going to be 14 pixels. And also we're going to have a transform, and it's going to be translate x, and it's going to be 3 pixels. Okay, like this. And now we're going to select the icon, so the middle icon, and let's see who's going to be position relative. We're going to have display flex. I want to make everything in the center, so align item center and justify content center. The width is going to be 125 pixels, and the height is going to be 50 pixels. Okay, and border radius is going to be 10 pixels, and the cursor is going to be pointer, and also the transform translate, and is going to be minus 2 pixels. And if you wonder about this translates, I've just like tried to make it exactly as it looks like in the real Facebook app. So I was like comparing between them and moving them, you know, accordingly to make sure that they are like exactly the same. Okay, so that was a bit dumb. Okay, it doesn't matter. Okay, so they look nice right here. Okay, so other thing, let's define the color for them. As you see right here, let's add the colors for them. So we can go right here and take the color from here and just put it here. Okay, for the not for the home active, we're gonna be just for these ones. Okay, so we can change the color of them to the color, the other color. Okay, so this is bright. It's kind of hard for me because I gotta remember everything, you know. I don't have a second screen. Okay, I keep repeating this because this is hard to try code and remember everything you've done. Okay, so let's go back to the styles. Also, we're gonna have a hover, so like this. So we're going to create a class for it so that we can use or reuse over our application. So we can go right here and go to the index, and we're going to define, I've done it right here. So the hovers, so we're going to define them like this. We're going to have our hover 1 and also hover 2. And if you add them to your class, they automatically add the hover effect. First one is going to be add the BG secondary, and the hover 2 is going to add the BG third. So if you go back now to the index like this, and you can go to any one of them and just add hover. So we're going to add it to all of them except the home active. So right here we're going to add hover. So now if we went back right here, so you can hover, and you're going to see the effects of the hover has been added. Okay, one thing also that we're going to make sure is that I've said before that we're going to make sure that they are exactly like the other ones. So I'm just going to do it. So let's go right here and let me make sure. So the middle icon, and we're going to go select the child number 2. Okay, and we're going to go transform and translate x, and then we're going to translate it minus 2 pixels, and as you see it's going to move. So we're going to do this for all the others ones, so the 3 and the 4 and the 5th. So the third one is going to be minus 3 pixels. Okay, and it's moved, as you see the watch. And I see this one is going to be 4th, and it's going to be moving minus 5. and it's moved, and the last one, which is the 5th, is gonna move -5 and it's moved. Okay. So this is all right. So this is the middle icon. Everything is all right for all of them. Okay, so let me see what else that we can have. The other thing is going to be when you have this active, we have this like border right here. Okay, so we're going to make sure that we add this also. So there's going to be a class that's called active, so we're going to work on that. So simply go back right here, go to the index and the styles, and here we're going to add an active class, and all it does is a border bottom. It's going to be 3 pixels. So it's going to be bold. What is it? I don't remember what I've done. It's what I've done. Okay, so it's going to be 3 pixels, and it's going to be solid, and we're going to take the blue color. So var, and it's going to be blue color. Okay, and let's see it. So we're going to go to the index. Let's go to this one and add active, which is the active one. And as you see, we're going to have it right here. And as you see, this is taken the border that we had in the middle icon. So as you see 10, we can go right here and just make the border radius 0, and it's gonna remove. Also, what we have, my voice is actually finished, so the height is gonna be 56 pixels. Also, let's see the other thing. I'm just gonna have a transform. We're gonna make sure that the translate x is 0. Okay, so it's moved to the right. So if you compare them, it's gonna be the same ones. Okay, so not exactly, there is some changes because I can't remember the exact values, but I'm gonna check and provide it in the source file. Okay, so now when we have run this, okay, this is everything all right here. So also in the active is VG, we're gonna change this and we're gonna transform. So we're gonna move it also. So we're gonna have a translate, so translate y, and we're gonna translate 1 pixel, and also translate x, and this is gonna be -1 pixel. Can move like the first one right here. Okay, this is gonna move when we add this one, the notification. Okay, so to make sure that it's the same one. Okay, so we can just go back to the header itself, and we're gonna work on that. So we can just go, for example, we're gonna add it right here. So to the watch, so after the watch right here, we can just go and add, let's call it middle notification, like this. And this is, for example, 9+, and we're gonna go right here and take this div, go back to the styles, and let's see what I'm gonna have right here. Okay, so we're gonna have a position to be absolute, of course, and we're gonna take the top to be 3 pixels, and also the right to be 1.9 rem. Okay, and as you see there, and the background is gonna be red, so exactly this color, so it's gonna be E4 1E3F, like this. And then we're gonna have the border radius. The border radius is gonna be 50 pixels, and then the padding is gonna be 1 pixel, and then 5 pixel, and then we're gonna have the font size to be 13 pixels. The font size, what is the display font size, 13 pixels, and also the color to be white. So it's gonna be white like this, and it's not gonna change. And as you see, this is the final value, final preview. Okay, this is gonna be moved to the left a bit. Okay, so let me select that. So this is child number 2, and it's not moving, or what? It's moving. So let's see right now, and now it's exactly the replica of this. So you don't see any difference from this, the left and the middle. Okay, so